Kaibu Rafiki to another episode of MZUNGU. This time, we unfortunately didn't get to go to the tea farms. That was like the highlight of the previous year, but instead we went to 2 safaris. Saw a bunch of really cool animals, some giraffes, elephants, tons of wildebeest, tons of gazelles. I did not get to see a rhino. But I did not see a rhino. But we did get to see the majesty of Mount Kilimanjaro. Each time I go on these trips, I'm always just in awe at God's creation. And I think this is one of the only times in my entire life that scenery has made me almost cry. Like, I teared up seeing something so majestic and powerful is indescribable. The mountain was bigger than any mountain I've ever seen in my life. Of course, I grew up in the United States. I went to college at Virginia Tech, which was in the mountains. Those are some beautiful mountains, some very large mountains. Mount Kilimanjaro was like the king of mountains. Like, it reached past the clouds. It was insanely huge. Other things that happened at the safaris. Now, you may recall back in 2022 version, Safari was the place where your boy was rizzing up some baddies. I know you're asking, did Mr. International come out this year? Yeah, he did. And then I immediately fumbled because, it's me. He strikes again. What can I say? Mr. International. So this time, we actually did something that was a little bit spooky. We went to like this sort of offshoot trail, almost like a jungly wooded area where we saw a bunch of monkeys, which was cool. And then it led to a crocodile pit, which was pretty sick. And also this like underwater house, if you will. I feel like that has a name, but I'm not quite sure. But like the walls were glass and you could see fish. And on the way there, we saw the biggest crocodile I've ever seen. I really enjoyed Safari this year, not only for Mount Kilimanjaro, not only for rizzing up baddies, not only for the aquarium side quest, but also our safari driver was really cool. Shout out to my main man, Anthony, for being the greatest safari driver in the history of the human race. Dude was really cool, very fun and interesting to talk to, fellow believer, and very informative, as I feel like also safari drivers have a really good understanding of not only the safaris, but also the greater Kenyan area as a whole. So it was really neat to connect and talk. Also, one more thing, we went to a Maasai village as well. It was really cool. We got to learn about different medicinal herbs that they use in some of their practices. We did a dance. There was the jumping competition as well. I also got cooked. We got to actually go inside of one of their homes and ask questions about their lifestyle and the way that they integrate into Kenyan society. And I also bought this neat choker cross necklace here. And I got the Elder Blackstaff. I gotta go grab the Elder Blackstaff. This thing, man. Oh, this is the Elder Blackstaff here. It's got like a knobbed tip. It's a pretty solid stick. It may look like just a walking stick, but it's a little bit more. They use different staffs to determine sort of ranks in the village. I call this the Elder Blackstaff because it is a black staff and it is normally used by elders because usually these staffs are brown because they're made of wood. Interesting thing about this one, you can't have this if you are not an adult. At first, because it was so large, I didn't know if I could take it back home with me. One of my friends there was like, why don't you just leave it for, I don't want to spoil that. Why don't you leave it for a certain individual? And I'm like, that certain individual couldn't use this because he's not old enough. I'm surprised that they gave it to me for so cheap. The person who was doing baggage claim at the airport on our way back was from that village. He quizzed me on the Maasai. I think the Maasai in general, but especially in that village, had like a different. It was a different language, or they used different vocabulary, and they taught it to us, and it slipped from me. And the guy at the airport quizzed me on it, and I was like, man, I'm so sorry, I forgot. But he was like, ah, that's chill. And he ensured that this staff would make it back to the States with me. The plane could have went down and this thing would have survived instead of me, bro. Like airport worker, I really do appreciate you for going the extra mile with the black staff here. I mean, I loved the whole Kenya trip, but, always enjoy going to safari and talking to, the safari truck drivers and getting to learn a lot about Kenya's history and culture, visiting some of the Maasai villages. So always a great time. Looking forward to chatting with you next week as well. All right, till then.